Well, we take you back to Mthatha in the Eastern Cape, where the Premier Oscar Mabuyane has just arrived. My colleague Xoli Mngambi now joins us live from the area. Xoli, very good morning to you once again. So some officials already making their way to Mthatha ahead of the President's arrival.
Indeed, Aldrin, just moments after talking to you, the Premier's convoy arrived at this place, and this is, it would appear, the place where the President is going to start, because we are told the majority of the people that were displaced by floods are kept here, the majority of them, but the understanding is that some have gone to relatives. But what they do ask for is perhaps a sponge or even a blanket, so that they are then taken in by their relatives. So some of the people that were housed here initially have since gone off to some of their neighbors. But I want, for the focus of the discussion here, Aldrin, to show you the inside the car. There is the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Oscar Mabuyane. Hopefully, as soon as he does step out of the car, he seems to be trying to communicate, I guess, something to someone, but I see that he is possibly moving. Yes, in fact, he is coming to us. Aldrin, terrible stories that we have heard here, very heart-wrenching in terms of the losses that people have suffered. The Premier is here. Premier, good morning to you. Please, let's come stand this side so that you are properly visible to the audience. Thank you very much for affording us your time. I know it's early morning. Is this going to be the first stop that the President makes before he does his rounds around the Mthatha area?
Good morning, Xoli, and good morning to viewers. Yes, President is going to come here, but it's going to start where all this has been triggered, the bridge, where the taxi or the bus was swept away, and then he moves up here. But I would want him to go down there just to see exactly the damage that was happening, the area where we were 2 days ago, when we were basically evacuating people, then comes here to meet people, then off to another area called Slovo Park.
Yes. We've already seen at least parts inside the area where the food is being prepared for the people. We haven't been able to make our way inside where they are sleeping. We've got to give that dignity particularly to the women, because they're still getting themselves ready. But the stories we're hearing so far is that people are being fed, and the necessities, vanities particularly for the ladies, are provided. How much longer, though, Premier, do you think these people can be kept here? Because it's a community hall. It's not conducive for someone to sleep here.
That's exactly the question that our technical teams on the ground are trying to sort out. And as I was here on that day, we were saying as the weather clears, we would expecting some people to move back. But not every houses are damaged here. So some, they can still go back and begin to restore their livelihood. So we are working on that. Yes, others, they've got their homes perished, then we'll have to work with them. The Human Settlement is beginning to look at those statistics to set up some temporary shelters. But the question is, you don't want to continue with the wrong thing. So those who have built houses below the flood line should not go back there. Because even this one, we never expected it. We have been given some alert warning by South African weather services, but we have never imagined the magnitude of what has happened here. So, of course, now it tells everybody, yes, I know municipalities have been. The biggest problem you have, this is an illegal space. This is an illegal, or it's a private property or land parcel. It has been difficult for municipalities to service this part because this land belongs to someone. So we've got to have a conversation now on how you regularize that, also talking to a person. But of course, we can be able to manage. Now people are just coming in, setting up their own infrastructure on their own terms. So we've got to correct that so that bylaws can be adhered to, municipalities can come up and control and regulate how people are settling here.
All right, Premier, I'm going to be tough on you for a moment now.
Yeah.
And a natural disaster is exactly that. Unexpected. You can prepare as much as you can, but you just can't anticipate some of the things. But what is clear and glaring particularly in the Mthatha area. It's an economically depressed area. Infrastructure, Premier, that is something that is in your hands as provincial government working with your local structure. Why has infrastructure been allowed to deteriorate to the levels, the roads coming here, that they're not what they should be? This is where Nelson Mandela's resting place is. This should be a tourism hub for people to visit that site. How are they going to do that, driving on these roads?
Well, this is the work that we're doing. It's a work in progress. If I may tell you, the road from the airport is probably might not be as bad as you are portraying it. That road, for the last 10 years, Sandral has been working on that. Designs have been done, budget have been set aside to dual that road into the Mthatha area. Even the other road that goes out of Mthatha to the other side of Mthatha as we move towards Dujo or East London. The biggest problem we've been having, Sandral is unable to progress because of how people have illegally occupied land and how people must be relocated. That conversation is going on. The question of this part being serviced is exactly on what I told you earlier on. Government cannot service a privately owned land. So when people are beginning to annex land or grab land.
To go and settle themselves.
Yes, to grab land, decide and settle themselves. It creates problems for government. So this is a conversation that now we need to enter into. What is the municipality doing? Is the owner of the land prepared to give land to the municipality exactly in terms of laws that we will be able to follow, even if we actually buy the land, so that municipality can begin to give services here into this part. So the issue of the infrastructure is a historical issue that we are working on. As you could drive, most of roads that are entering this space of Mthatha are in best conditions, but it's difficult when you get inside here because people have built on top of the road.
Premier, let's end the conversation very quickly. The people, I think the figure now, you probably will be best placed to tell us how many people have died overnight. That figure has been rising. I think we're standing at just over 70. What is that figure and the funeral arrangements? Do you know how families are planning to lay to rest their loved ones? Is government going to be involved in that?
In terms of the figures, we'll definitely do another midday press briefing, because what I want now, everybody has been speaking on figures from left, right and center. I want South African police services working with forensic so that those figures can be reconciled. So I'm staying with those figures that people have been speaking about yesterday, but I'm working now with the forensic team, with the acting provincial commissioner. I was speaking to them this morning. They are working on that. Probably by 10, 11, they would have given me the latest figure so that I can talk to that. Yes, on funeral arrangement will be working, but our priority now was how to settle people right, how to rescue people. So as soon as we're able to clear that rescue operation that we've been doing, we'll be able to come there, because we don't want to do things in piecemeal. We've got to be comprehensive. We can't talk about burying other people whilst other people we even don't know whether they are still other. We need to have an exact figure. From a government point of view, we plan appropriately so that we know what we are dealing with. Remember, these people are coming from different parts of this part. This is an economic hub of this area, the former Transkei. People who are here are all over, are coming from all over, and for sure, those people would want to go back home. So we've got to plan to be very meticulous, working with different local municipalities, no longer KSD now. They might be residing here, but their real lives is back home where they are coming from. So we're going to work on that. We're developing that plan. It's part of our work that we're doing in terms of our PDMC.
Premier, I'll let you go for the time being. These conversations are going to continue.
For the time being,
Premier, but for the time being, you're not going to run away from us.
Yes,
they're difficult questions.
I know I can run, but I cannot hide.
Thank you very much for your time.
Good to see you.
Thank you for allowing us to disturb you there. All right, so Aldrin, the Premier there talking about some of the issues, and it struck my mind, Aldrin, just as we were talking, that this is, by the way, the resting place of this country's founding president, Nelson Mandela. Qunu is a stone's throw away from where we are. And so for people of this area, they should also be able to benefit from that tourism traction of the economy. But there's no way that you can bring tourists here with inaccessible roads and what have you. But these are conversations that are going to have as the days progress. Aldrin.
All right, Xoli Mngambi.